After a while, I look and notice Himari sleeping beside me. I put a blanket over her and then look around her room for no particular reason. All the little scratches and notches on the desk and pillar and all the scribbles we drew together, everything I remember is still in this room. The town's appearance may have changed drastically over those years, but this room, on the other hand, is exactly as I remember it. But man, she really has a ton of movies. I see a lot of booklets and pamphlets too. I accidentally knocked down a notebook from her shelf. What's this? Oh, I totally remember this. It's the exchange diary Himari and I did. I haven't seen it in years. Himari took it seriously, filling in 2 pages every day. But I slacked and only did 1. I still remember how Himari would always get mad at me over it. July 10th. Lunch at school today was rice with a peas and veggie soup with carrots. Milk instead of rice is already enough to make me want to get mad, but today's combination is so awful. Haha, yeah, Himari always did more drawings than writing. In sharp contrast to that, the pages I filled in were full of random scribbles. Really shows how little my motivation was. Holy shit, I was an idiot back then. I jotted down game walkthroughs into an exchange diary. I can't really blame Himari for getting upset with me. But from the looks of it, I did do serious entries every now and then. Memories of how Himari was pestering me about the exchange diary on those days come back to me. But eventually, I got bored of it and we stopped. I look for the newest entry. I don't remember the date off the top of my head, but I'm a little curious about what my last entry was. Oh, found it. Here it is. What the hell? It's more game stuff. I'm in disbelief. Well, I was a hardcore gaming kid. I guess I can live with it if I just realize I spent a lot of my time on games back then. She actually continued writing entries for a while after I stopped. Going forward from the day I wrote my last entry, Himari apparently started using it as a personal memo, or I guess kind of like a regular diary rather than exchange diary. Yeah, her handwriting really is a lot nicer than mine. It's easy enough to read. There's a piece of letter paper between the pages. What? This is... Holy shit, this is embarrassing. It's a love letter Himari wrote to me. She neatly underlined just the 2 words, like you. She wouldn't get mad if I read it, right? I mean, it's addressed towards me. I do remember her telling me that I was her first love. March 15th. It's finally time for us to graduate, huh? How is your new apartment? It's been a little while since you moved, so I was wondering, do you feel lonely without me? My mom constantly goes on about how she misses you and your mom. I guess I feel the same when I think about it. Starting next month, we'll be going to separate schools. That is sad, but I hope we can both make lots of new friends. Today I'm writing and sending you this letter to tell you something I always wanted to tell you before graduation, but never found the courage to do so. I have always had a crush on you. I only began to realize how I felt last year during the educational field trip. We got teased a lot by everyone. But the truth is, I really do love you. There's another one between the pages. Does the first one continue here? The paper itself is a little bit different. There's also one thing I want to apologize for. I know that I was very clingy with you, and I'm sorry about that. It makes sense why all the boys would throw remarks your way when I'm always right next to you in school. I've been really inconsiderate. We may have been together since forever, but I still should have considered how people would see that. But at the last sports tournament, you looked so cool to me. It just made me realize all over again why I liked you so much. I don't want to be a burden to you. So once you're at your new school, make sure you make lots of friends with other boys, okay? I also want to use graduation as an opportunity to stop being so dependent on you. And even though I'm writing all of this, I don't think I'm actually gonna give you this letter. Please have a fun school life. I'll also try my best to make lots of friends. Bye. What did she mean she didn't want to be a burden to me? She should have told me before graduation if she liked me. While gazing at Himari's sleeping face, I recall. I really did spend a whole lot of time with her in the past. There were only 2 classes per grade level in elementary school, so we were basically always in the same class. Be it during lunch break or after school, Himari would always come over to me and we would play together. We did everything from collecting stickers together to doing jump rope and also that exchange diary. As a result of me playing with Himari, a lot more often than not I would end up playing with other girls rather than boys. I was also going home from school together with girls usually, except for when some of the boys invited me to play soccer with them every once in a while. That's how my life was basically. Back then they even had boys and girls changing in the same rooms. Nobody had really developed any sort of interest in the opposite sex, so our daily lives reflected that. But things changed when we got into the upper grades in elementary. Our bodies changed. Just chatting with Himari in the classroom was enough to earn me scorn from all the other guys in our class. They teased me before, yeah, but they'd never outright rejected me like that. During lunch break, when I went up to them and said I wanted to play soccer, I would always end up the one person not playing. Before I knew it, I ended up ostracized by my social peers, and I only had female friends. The nickname they gave someone like me who only played with girls was Girly Boy. Whenever Himari came over to play with me, the boys threw all kinds of nasty comments my way. I naturally grew pretty upset over it and felt ashamed. Rather than playing with girls and getting laughed at for it, I wanted to play soccer and dodgeball together with everyone else. Following that, I gradually stopped playing with Himari. That inevitably led to us talking less, and on weekends I wouldn't meet with Himari either, instead opting to play with the boys all day in the park. That's how the days went by. I can still vividly remember that sad look on her face when I saw her that one time. In retrospect, I have to admit, I really did something awful to her. And why was I not able to notice that she was still in love with me despite all that? If I'm always around him and playing with him, that'll mean all the other boys won't want to be friends with him. Maybe she was thinking things like that back then. She believed I'd be able to get along with the other boys if she just wasn't there. If I think about it that way, the "I don't want to be a burden to you" part of her letter makes sense. She had resolved herself to put some distance between us. We ended up going to different schools, but then met again by pure chance when we entered Josai High. It was always such a huge mystery to me why Himari never came up and said anything to me in our first year. But I'm positive I can pretty much guess the reason now. Somewhere in her mind, she was thinking that she didn't want to be a nuisance to me. Himari was always there for me back when we were kids. She worried about me back when all the boys started distancing themselves from me. I just wish she would have thought about herself some more. I remember how she'd always been worrying Yoko-san because she was like that. Yeah, she's sound asleep. No thanks, I'm still full. Yoko-san's right in front of me now, so I'm going to take this opportunity and ask her something that's been on my mind. Do you mind if I ask you one thing? Did Himari ask you to give me her number back when she first got a cell phone? Like I thought. When she got into Josai High, she purposely never told me her number. It also consequently makes sense why she never talked to me. Her first love was over with, and after growing apart from me, I'm guessing she was still thinking that when she entered Josai High. Though I, on the other hand, was super hyped and excited about starting school, really drives home just how more mature Himari is than me.
ちょっと夕飯の材料買ってきてもらおうと思って。今日は2人の交際祝いでパーッと盛り上がりましょう。
Oh, in that case, I'll go. I'd feel bad if I didn't help at all since you're treating me.
じゃあ私も行く。あらそう？それじゃあお願いしちゃおうかしら。はい、これお財布とメモね。何かわからないことがあったら電話してちょうだい。私たち子供じゃないんだから大丈夫だよ。
Thus, Himari and I make for the main square by the station together. The sky is a nice orange due to the sunset. It's such a beautiful sight to look at.
お母さんってば交際祝いだって。なんだかちょっと大げさだよね。もう付き合ってから何日も経ってるのに、やるにしてもちょっと遅い気がするもん。
Haha, well, it's only so late because we were keeping it a secret, right?
うん。まあ、そうなんだけどね。
Amidst our little walk, I hold for the moment. Himari.
どうしたの？
Sorry. I read this in your room earlier when you were sleeping. I give her the 2 letters I found between the pages of the exchange diary.
何これ？これ？
You could have just given it to me, you know? I feel bad since you went through the trouble of writing it out and everything. Even as dense as I was, I still probably would have given you an answer. My face would probably be as red as a tomato, though.
そうだったの？
Probably. It's not like I hated you or anything. But then again, knowing me, I would have been so confused. I might have given you a different answer than yes.
何それ？だったらよかった。振られるかもしれないのに、のんきにラブレターなんか渡せないよ。ただでさえ、私、あの頃は不安でいっぱいだったから。
Hey, Himari. You purposely didn't tell me your number when you got your cell phone, didn't you?
違うよ。だからそれはお母さんが。
I just asked Yoko-san and she said she didn't remember anything like that. You can be honest, I'm not gonna get mad. You were doing it out of consideration for me, right? To begin with, I've always found it strange. When we started at Josai High, I thought we'd end up talking a little, but there was neither any opportunity to, nor did we even try to. And after we had moved, Yoko-san would always come by herself. Tell me, Himari, you didn't come and talk to me at school because you didn't want to prevent me from making friends, isn't that right? I bet you were thinking about how you'd only be a nuisance to me and...
違うよ。私、本当の自分の気持ちを確かめたかったの。確かに子供の頃はいろいろとたくさん悩んだ。私のせいで大好きな幼なじみが男子から仲間外れにされちゃう。かわいそうで見ていられなくて。でも私がそれで声をかけると状況は悪化しちゃう。だったら私、距離を置くしかないと思った。私がいなくても男子のみんなと楽しく一緒に遊ぶ方が絶対にいいに決まってる。あの頃は本気で私、そう思ってたから。
After finishing, Himari takes a few steps forward and then turns around to face me.
それに、一度距離を置いたら私がどれくらい本気で好きだったかわかるでしょ。正直まだあの頃はいまいち自分の気持ちに自信がなかったから。だから一度幼なじみ離れしようと思ったの。それで別々の学校へ行って、それでも私好きだったら告白しようと思ってた。でも実際は新しい進学先でも楽しいことがいっぱいで、少しずつ私の中でその気持ちは薄れていった。だから私、自分でもちゃんと納得して城西に入った頃は特別なことはしなかったの。 もし城西に入ってそれでもまた一から好きになったら、それはそれですごく素敵なことだと思ったから。
And the result of that is?
結果はこの通り。私結局2回も好きになっちゃった。
Geez, just think for a second about how I was feeling. But I gotta say, I really am lucky guy to have a girl fall for me twice.
そうかもね。大好き。何度でも言ってあげる。私本当にきょうちゃんのこと大好きだよ。これからも私のこと適度に可愛がってくれると嬉しいです。
Haha, hey, what's that in moderation supposed to mean? My love meters are always gonna be at max for you, Himari. I never would have imagined my first girlfriend would end up being the girl I spent my childhood with. On top of that, the girl herself had a crush on me once before. But even if we were once apart, she's right next to me now, smiling as wide as she can.
学校楽しい？
Yeah, I do. One of the reasons I always loved school as a kid was because I got to see you there. No matter what the future has in store for me, I have but one wish, to have her there with me along the journey. To me, Minahara Himari is the most wonderful, beautiful girl in the whole wide world, my one and only, my girlfriend.
「優しくなでる春の風にあの頃の記憶がよみがえる」「また明日と手を振る瞬間」「不安で涙こぼしてたね」「その度あなたは私を抱き寄せ」「大丈夫だよ」と頭撫でて安心させてくれたいつかあなたが見せてくれた幸せは今も心の真ん中にあるよ足並み揃えて待っててくれる優しさ
It's been a couple of years since. I went on to attend university, and after graduating there, I got a job at an advertisement company in the downtown area through my mom's connections. I really had my hands full when I first started, which was exhausting both physically and mentally, but thanks to Himari's support, I managed to keep both my work life and private life going well. Yeah, hi.
お疲れ様。今どの辺？帰りに牛乳買ってきてほしいんだけど。
Just milk?
ね、あとそれじゃあ2人で今夜食べるアイスもお願い。
Gotcha. You want the usual?
もうご飯できてるから早く帰ってきてね。
Yeah, I won't be long.
待ってる。
Milk and ice cream, huh. Himari and I got married about half a year ago. We rented a small apartment near where I used to live with my mom, and we live there now. We'd already been living together for a while before we got married, so at first married life didn't feel all too different from what we'd been doing. I'm home. But whenever I look at Himari's belly now, I can tell.
牛乳買ってきてくれた？
Yeah, and the ice cream too.
ありがとう。今晩はシチューだよ。お風呂ももう少しで沸くと思うから。
Hey now, didn't I tell you I had to ready the bath myself? You need to be more mindful of your body. I'll do all the rest myself, so you just sit down and wait.
もう相変わらず変なところで心配性なんだから。
There's nothing wrong with worrying in this case. Keeping their wife healthy is a responsibility all married men across the world share.
でも仕事中に電話してくるのはやりすぎだと思うよ。
Himari also got a job after graduating from university, but when we found out she'd gotten pregnant, I asked her to quit. This is something I've always been mulling over ever since we started living together. What I want to do is support Himari with just my income if possible. Just sit down already. I seriously won't be able to face Yoko-san anymore if I make you overstrain yourself like this.
もう仕事から帰ってきた時くらい素直に甘えてよね。今の私の楽しみって言ったらこうして旦那様の帰りを待つことくらいなんだから。
Oh, just the newlywed-like thing to say, Himari.
だって私新妻だもん。
Himari's been handling the housework really well. It even surprises Yoko-san. She also managed to learn to cook, an impressive feat considering her prior ineptness. Before she quit her job, there was even an incident where she collapsed from the combined stress of housework and work. I was worried about her, so I have also been helping with the housework where I can since we started living together, but honestly, holy heck, the stew is godlike.
こらこら、ちゃんとお皿に盛り付けてから食べてよ。
She always does so much to look after me, and it seems to bring her so much joy. So it's more than hard for me to just say no. You know, I really am glad I got to marry you.
どうしたの？急に。
Well, you see, when I get home from work like this every day, it always makes me think the same thing. I really did the right thing to confess to you in high school.
そうだね。そうじゃなきゃ今頃私たちこんなことしてないもんね。
Yeah.
私もね、今本当に幸せだよ。こうして好きな人の帰りを家で待つのも最近はなかなかいい人生だなと思っちゃってます。
Himari, I love you.
私はその100倍くらい愛してるかな。
I know that I'll be able to have a happy life no matter what the future holds, as long as I have Himari. The smiles on our faces at this moment attest to that more than anything. When I think about how blessed I was to have been able to meet this wonderful girl, oddly enough, I felt like giving my thanks to God if he's out there somewhere.
Fureraba.
Well then, that was Himari's route. And I must say, I really enjoyed it. I had a good time. So, whose route would you all like to see next? You can choose between Rina's route, Yuzuyu's route, or the route of the girl who we don't really know anything about yet. Well, her name is Misaki. That's the one thing that I already know about her. So, Rina's, Yuzuyu's, or Misaki's route. In the video description below there is a link to a straw poll where you can vote for the route that you want to see next. Anyway, thanks for watching everyone, and have a nice day. Bye bye.